Well, it's great to have you guys back. It's great to be here with you guys. Really nice. What a great week. But I'm in Chicago and it's like 30 degrees. So go figure. The Hawks lost yesterday. Crypto is down and still looking for that $5,000 price target on Ethereum. So it's a good time to really just dollar cost average in at this point in time if that's what you want to do on the crypto side. But, we're ending the year with Becker Logistics ending up about 75% growth year over year. So great shout out to all of our team. Really, you guys did a great job. So thank you very much for all that. So today I wanted to really just talk to you guys about a topic that's been circulating quite a while now. And it's about the 4-day work week, right? Are you currently on a 4-day work week? Would you like to have a 4-day work week? Say that 10 times really, really fast. As we know, the pandemic turned the world that we're working in upside down. And more than anybody probably thought, now the 4-day work week isn't just an idea. It's actually been put to test in a couple of different countries. So let's get into it, of really what the pros and the cons could possibly be with this, and the results from countries who have tried this concept out. First, the pros. One of the pros to the 4-day work week is the increased productivity that can actually happen. Supporters of the shorter work days, work weeks, I should say that the current work environment is defined increasingly by the long hours and the always on mentality, right? I mean, that's what changes. You're always on. Overworked employees are actually less productive than employees working an average or a normal work week. With the shorter work week completely, there's more efficiency and usage of that time. Additionally, employees' engagement has like really increased, and it has shown to be an increased productivity as well as in the engagement when a company undertakes a shift to a 4-day work week, because less time in the office to complete their work, and the employees focus more on more things than they would have in the past during a regular 40-hour work week. So another pro, which is probably given into this, is an increase in the employee satisfaction. We do surveys here at Becker Logistics to really understand our employees and what they want. So we need to get that input. With less stress and a greater work-life balance, happier workers reportedly engage better with work, along with the increased motivation and the creativity. Who doesn't want that? A benefit that impacts more than just the employees in the environment that it impacts. A 4-day work week reduces each individual's employee's carbon footprint as well by removing the commute of the pollution that's actually happening from your car's exhaust, unless you're in a Tesla. That's for those that still commute to the office, of course, as some companies are just working remotely. And I can tell you for myself, I've been working remotely on certain days, and it's really, really nice. Today I'm in the office, and yesterday I wasn't. And Monday I was. So go figure, it just changes. The last pro I want to talk about is an increase in the equality, right? A decrease in personal stress. A 4-day work week would promote an equal workplace, as employees would be able to spend more time with their families, have more personal time, and be able to juggle childcare and commitments easier. While there is certainly a decent amount of benefits to a 4-day work week, there are also a few disadvantages as well. So what are they? Are you thinking about them? Have you seen it? Have you experienced it? Let's talk about the cons. Implementing a 4-day work week can be difficult, as it requires the right support, the right technology, and the right culture, the correct culture. The first advantage is making sure there's coverage for the customer-facing roles within each organization. How are we going to do that if we're working Monday through Thursday and not Friday, leaving Friday out? How are we going to take care of that shoulder day? Companies need to be aware that customers might not be on board with a shift to a 4-day work week. They really aren't. They're kind of like, whoa, what's going on? Especially if you are providing a service that needs customer support each and every day, every hour, like transportation. As well, let's talk about just a little bit. Companies that have tried the 4-day work week have found a way around it. Really, in nursing, they will do a 4-day work week. It sure does work out. So let's move on from there. Next is that going along with the 4-day work week, there's more planning involved because you want to make sure that the meetings are scheduled accordingly. Plus you have PTO requests, and any tasks that are normally across that 5-day work week should now be adjusted to get complete within a 4-day work week. How do you take 5 days and put it into 4 days? You can do it, but there's more thought that has to go through this each and every time that you make these type of changes. And it has to be well thought out. There's another downside. It is not all the industries can participate easily with a 4-day work week. Some industries require 24/7 presence. So scheduling your employees might become a hassle as you're moving forward into this work. The next disadvantage is if you have multiple teams on a 4-day work week, it can be a challenge to really manage them. Employees might have to sacrifice certain days or have scatter days that are off. It can make it harder to set up a team with meetings and maybe even managing any projects. Trying to get everybody on the same wavelength, if you will. One disadvantage that I saw was that many are probably wondering about is the cost. When you start looking at the cost, you have to now hire additional people for those days that are offset. I've read that those against a 4-day work week would point to the cost of recruiting employees. Full-time employees usually cost more than their annual salary, as employers also cover the cost of the benefits like health insurance and life insurance. There's other benefits and costs that go into that as well. Employers might not be able to hire more people to cover the decreased working hours. The other part of the cost, and it's a disadvantage, is that it becomes quite expensive if your employees fail to meet work requirements and causes you to lose the business. See, you want to have change and you want to have transformation, but it needs to be well thought out throughout the whole process. And if you don't do that, there's a lot of pitfalls that could really just pull you down. And you don't want to get pulled down into this now, right? Now, we've gone over the pros, the cons. Now, I really want to take you guys to an area where we can talk about who's actually tried the 4-day work week and the results they've had. Now, if you're listening to this right now on any of the platforms, please leave some comments down below and let us know what your 4-day work week looks like. So let's talk about trials and results. Now, looking around, a handful of countries have brought a 4-day work week into their world already, and cleverly, right, believing the pros outweighed the cons. First is Iceland. Iceland has had a positive experience on their trial. It really worked out well. And I don't know if you've ever been to Iceland. I'd like to go. I've been trying to get there. But it's beautiful. Companies in Iceland offered a shorter work week at the same rate of pay and found that the workers were happier and their productivity either stayed the same or it improved greatly. Iceland isn't the only country, though. You have Spain, you have Japan, New Zealand, Ireland, Scotland have all tried it and are starting their trials as well. I mean, when we look at this, it just takes a different mindset to really just have that vision to see something new. There were publicized trials in New Zealand, Iceland, and in Japan that showed that participants' well-being improved and they were more productive when they reduced their hours and kept the same pay. Let's talk about Microsoft in Japan. In 2016, Microsoft tested the 4-day work week in a 5-week trial. They gave their employees 5 Fridays off with no pay cut at all. At the end of the 5-week trial, Microsoft saw that the productivity or the sales of each one of the employees increased by nearly 40% compared to the previous year, and power consumption fell by 23%. Not bad, right? So when these trials are being done, what are we learning from it? Are we learning how to change this into something that's going to be more productivity for not only the employee, but also for the company? And that's why change happens. And if nothing changes, right? You've heard me say that for the last couple of years. Now, it's not just the countries that are trialing the 4-day work week. There are some companies that are pioneering the schedule as well. Many companies have witnessed the biggest lessons of the pandemic that work and life need to be in balance in order to have productivity and satisfaction and the content for the employees to be just stable, right? Everyone will have different opinions on this since it's not the norm. My goal was to present the good, the bad, and the actual results because, to be honest with you, it's hard to really know how something will be unless you actually try it out. You don't want to be that Monday quarterback saying, well, this is how I would have done things. Well, yeah, that's great, but have you ever coached football, right? There's a lot of Monday quarterbacking going on without even trying to certain new things and saying, well, no, that will never work, or yeah, that will work. Well, no, try it out. You have to try these things out and actually do your research. So things are always changing, and it's good to have an open mind. You don't want to be left in the dust when everything and everyone around you is evolving. After everything you've heard, would you ever consider a 4-day work week for your business? Or if you aren't a business owner, if that's something you'd be interested in as an employee? Do me a favor, let us know in the comments below as we move forward and kind of wrap things up for you guys. This is pretty interesting. So, is there any other questions that you guys may have? Let's take a look. Look great without the goatee. Hey, thanks, Mark. Not many people noticed that I shaved off my goatee. I'll give you what I did last weekend. Last weekend, I went down to Mar-a-Lago down in Florida and went to an event, a private event, and got to see Donald and some other people and had a really, really good time. Really enjoyed ourselves, and I wanted to shave off the goatee. I wanted a clean shaven, so that's what you got today. Would you ever consider the 4-day work week? And if so, how would you implement it? Well, once again, at Becker Logistics, we could implement a 4-day work week, but our system is not really set up for that. We do work 7 days a week, and we do have off working schedules. We'd have to look at it and really do a trial on it and see if that's something that would work. I know in some situations our shippers are shipping, 24/7 in some cases, and super early in the morning all the way to super late at night. And these teams need to stick together because there's a lot of communication and things that go on. So that's one way of looking at it. Would we? Yeah, we would take a look at it and put a trial together. And figure out if that really works. And the amount of research that we've already done looking at this to see if this would be something beneficial to us or not as we move forward. So with all that being said, I don't see any other comments. I just want to thank you guys very much for tuning in. I wanted to finish this up before 1 o'clock So thank you very much for tuning in. And it is a great week here in Chicago and at Becker Logistics. I hope you have a blessed week. Thank you very much. And big shout out to Ron Wagner. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate it. Talk to you guys. Bye-bye.